Welcome back to our channel, Wealth Stories. Today, we uncover the secret daily life of America's richest billionaires revealed. Money changes lives, but extreme wealth changes reality itself. For America's richest, spending is no longer about pleasure. It's about control, influence, and building private worlds most people will never see. Stay with us as we dive in and uncover how unimaginable fortunes reshape power, privacy, and the future itself. At first, wealth looks exactly how we expect it to look. Mansions stretch across coastlines. Private jets replace commercial flights. Rare cars sit untouched in climate-controlled garages. But for America's richest, this phase ends quickly. Once money passes a certain point, luxury loses its thrill. There's no excitement left in owning what others admire. Instead, spending becomes quieter, smarter, and far more psychological. At this level, money stops buying things and starts buying systems. Systems that remove inconvenience, eliminate risk, and reshape daily life. The richest no longer ask, "What do I want?" They ask, "What can I control?" Homes become compounds. Staff becomes infrastructure. Travel becomes invisible. Every purchase is designed to reduce friction, not show status. Year after year, as fortunes grow, spending patterns evolve. Flashy purchases decline while strategic investments rise. Comfort turns into insulation. From noise, from crowds, from uncertainty. Even pleasure becomes engineered, measured, and optimized. This is the moment where wealth separates itself completely from normal human experience. And that raises a powerful question. What happens when even the most extreme luxury no longer feels special anymore? For America's richest, the most valuable purchase isn't property or art, it's time. As wealth grows year after year, spending shifts toward one goal: staying healthy, sharp, and alive for as long as possible. Private medical teams replace traditional doctors, and health becomes predictive rather than reactive. Constant testing, genetic screening, and real-time data guide decisions long before problems appear. Hospitals are avoided entirely. Instead, private clinics are built around individuals, specialists are flown in. And daily life includes tailored nutrition, sleep optimization, and performance coaching. Annual health spending quietly climbs into the millions, focused on prevention rather than treatment. Recent advances in biotech, AI diagnostics, and longevity research have turned health into a long-term investment. Billionaires now fund private research to extend not just lifespan, but mental and physical dominance. And that raises one unsettling thought. If time itself can be extended with enough money, where does the line between life and design begin to blur? As fortunes grow larger, visibility becomes a liability. For America's richest, the ultimate luxury is no longer attention, it's disappearance. This is where spending moves into worlds most people never know exist. Private islands, secured estates, and underground residences are designed not for beauty, but for silence, safety, and separation. These are not homes, they are controlled environments. Travel follows the same logic. Private terminals, restricted airspace access, and anonymous flight routes allow movement without exposure. Entire logistics teams exist to ensure schedules remain invisible. Even city properties are engineered with hidden entrances, sound-buffered architecture, and layered security that blends into everyday surroundings. The goal is to move freely without ever being noticed. Year by year, spending on privacy escalates. Advanced surveillance systems, cybersecurity units, and personal intelligence teams quietly replace traditional guards. Digital footprints are managed as carefully as physical ones. In a world obsessed with visibility, the richest invest heavily in staying unseen. What's fascinating is how this isolation reshapes daily life. Social circles shrink, interactions become curated, reality itself feels insulated from chaos. But as these private worlds expand, a deeper question emerges. When you can fully separate yourself from society, do you gain freedom or slowly lose connection to the real world? At extreme levels of wealth, spending quietly shifts from protection to projection. America's richest don't just react to the future, they fund it. Universities, research labs, energy startups, AI institutes, and space ventures receive billions, not as charity, but as long-term influence investments. This is where money stops chasing returns and starts shaping direction. Each year, funding becomes more targeted. Education isn't supported broadly, it's redesigned. Research isn't sponsored casually, it's steered towards specific outcomes. Clean energy, artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and space exploration attract enormous backing because they define what the next decades will look like. Influence is built patiently through endowments, advisory roles, and quiet partnerships that outlast headlines. Unlike public power, this influence operates silently. Policies shift. Technologies accelerate. Entire industries emerge without fanfare. The richest don't need to control governments when they can shape the tools governments depend on. Over time, these investments compound into something greater than money: relevance. What makes this spending extraordinary is its patience. These aren't 5-year plans. They're 50-year visions. Decisions made today are meant to ripple through generations, altering how people live, work, and think. And that leads to a difficult question. When private wealth designs the future, who ultimately decides what that future should be? For America's richest, the final stage of spending is no longer about the present. It's about permanence. This is where wealth transforms into legacy engineering. Foundations are structured not just to donate money, but to preserve influence for generations. Legal teams design dynasties. Financial architects build systems that ensure wealth, values, and control move forward intact for decades, sometimes centuries. Year after year, attention shifts toward how history will remember them. Museums are funded. Universities carry family names. Research institutions reflect personal beliefs. Even reputation itself becomes an asset to manage. Public narratives are shaped carefully, while private succession plans remain hidden. Children are prepared early, not just to inherit wealth, but to maintain power responsibly or strategically. What's remarkable is the time horizon. While most people plan in years, the ultra-wealthy plan in lifetimes. They invest in education models, cultural institutions, and long-term innovation ecosystems designed to outlast them. Money becomes a tool for continuity, not consumption. But there's an unspoken tension beneath it all. When legacy is engineered so precisely, does it preserve human values or replace them with control? When wealth can outlive generations, who truly owns the future it creates? America's richest don't spend to impress. They spend to control time, shape futures, and engineer legacies that stretch far beyond a single lifetime. If this hidden world changed how you see wealth, subscribe for more untold stories, share your thoughts below, and stay with us as we uncover what power really buys.